Chantelle Casillas is an immigration attorney in Berkeley, California, and we are speaking to her. Counselor, welcome. If I move, how do I notify?
So if you move, you have to notify the immigration judge, which is done via form E33. It's a blue sheet, and you can find this form at your courthouse or online. All you have to do is Google EOIR Form 33. It should pop up, print it, put your new address, your information, last name, first name, alien number, which is that 9-digit A number that you're assigned by the government. And then you have to mail it to the court. It's always good to attach a file copy if you can with a prepaid envelope with your address, just to always have a copy of your immigration records on file. You also have to let USCIS know because they, for example, might send receipt notices and whatnot, and that's sent via Form AR11. So the immigration judge and USCIS, if you're in court proceedings.
And what documents do I need to send?
The documents that you need to send would be the Form E33. It's a blue form to the immigration court, or a white form AR11 to the government. If you're trying to change your case, your asylum case, before the judge to another jurisdiction or another state, you would need to file something called a motion to change venue. And basically, this is just a request, a formal request that you're sending to the immigration court and your judge specifically, stating, why they should allow your case to be moved to a different part of the country. It's always good, if you can, to attach proof that you're actually residing at this new address. And for example, that can include any kind of utility bills in your name, or proof of a new lease, that you are in fact residing at this new address, to make the change up easier.
Where do I send them?
So if you're before a judge and you want to let your judge know that you are moving, you have to send your Form E33, the blue form, to the immigration court where your case is currently being heard. The USCIS Form AR11, it will list on the second page the address and the department that you have to make the AR11 out to, so that USCIS knows where you've moved as well.
If I update my address with ICE or ISAP, will that update my address with the code?
No, absolutely not. So there's a lot of disconnect between all of the agencies, the Department of Justice, ICE, ERO, which helps run ISAP, which is the program where people check in, so that the government knows that they haven't absconded or run away. It's always, always, always very important that even if you inform ICE, that you've moved, that you still let the court know by filing a Form E33 or a motion to change venue.
Do I have to do anything after that?
I think that personally, if I were to change addresses and I were in removal proceedings, I would always double check with the clerk, probably like a week or so later, to call and make sure that they've received the Form E33 indicating that you've changed address locations, and that it's been updated in the court system, just to be safe, because sometimes there's so much paper with immigration law, things get lost sometimes. So it's always good to double check with the clerk of the court.
Do I still have to show up for a hearing in a different city?
Yes. Even if you move, and even if you inform the court by filing a Form E33, you do have to show up to the court where your last hearing notice was issued. You do not, however, have to show up once you receive the new hearing notice from your new court in your new jurisdiction, which will give you a new date and time for your next hearing. But until you get that new hearing notice, it is extremely important that you always show up to the last one issued by the court, just to be safe. Otherwise, that you run the possibility of being removed in your absence, and that could result in a removal order.
All right, Counselor. Thank you very much for your time.